Hello. Peace, starlings. For an elder.
Look who's out here re-upping their sub like some kind of hero. Praise!
Peace, starlings, for an elder is among us. Cold feeling.
Hey, someone gifted subscriptions. Thank you for that.
Attention! Ranger Dev is on the stream. What's up, everybody? It's Wagtail time. It's Wagtail time. So I gotta give him a treat. But it's okay because I'm equipped for my journey. I don't have to worry about any kind of like debris falling sort of like in the general vicinity of my head. Let's give the dog a treat because I'm getting whined at, and then we're gonna get to it. Let's give the dog a treat. That's not the dog. That's Obsidian. That's the dog cam. Come on, bud. surprise appearance from the battle axe. Love that. Peace, starlings, for an elder is among us. Gotta give him a bit of the head sway. And then gotta get him right up in the camera. Gotta get that snoot just as in the camera as possible. We paid for the pixels. I saw dill pickle and that fucked me up. We paid for the pixels, we're gonna use the pixels. Dill pickle says, Dev, I understand much bigger things are happening, but Johnny Craig just launched a MacBook giveaway yesterday, and it's a very niche situation that I don't have anyone to talk about. I don't know what that means, but congratulations, or sorry, whichever. Is that a good thing? Oh, we're laying down with the battle axe. That's good. Hey everyone, how is it going? My name is Endeavorance. It is Wednesday, April 10th, 9th, and also a year. Y'all, we're going places with the battle axe now. We're taking it places. Oh, we're gonna sniff the fan. Right to the bed today? No, not yet. No? Just walking and sniffing. Oh, he's like, any more treats here? Anything else? Can I get, oh, there's the butt. Oh, we're getting the butt. See, now we're just getting the butt. I don't think that's what the people want, Flynn. I don't know if that's what the people want. Again, using my super high-tech Flynn tracking technology, FTT, which is just say my hand, moving the camera as he walks around. Oh, there it is. There's the belly. There's a flaily boy.
Peace.
Good.
Darling.
Perfect.
For an elder is among us.
Flynn butt. Thank you, Fellwing. 25 months. Now we just got a belly. Now it's just a belly. The dog done dang old flop did. Where's the, there we go. Let's get that half of the dog. Anyway, how's it go? Why am I still wearing this? How's it going? Oh God, it's stuck on my head forever. How's it going, everybody? I didn't stream yesterday, and now it's today, which is a day that I'm streaming now. How do I get this off? It's just, this is my my mic adornment now. Can you tell I'm still a little out of it? So I could not yesterday, and it's definitely a good thing that I did not stream. I went to go get ready for streaming, and it did not work out, and then life decided to throw like 12 curveballs at me. So I'm here today. That's good, and I'm excited to say you can get this now. This is now available. This is available for purchase. You can get this here Skulls Keep Happening jean jacket. I will say that the one that I'm wearing is a bit different than the one that you will get if you order, because I've made a few tweaks and improvements and changes. So the emblem is slightly further down, and the other emblem is on the other wrist. So it's on the left wrist on my jacket, but I moved it to the right wrist. So you can check that out at merchfrom.dev. Just do that. Let me pull it up. Pull it up. Merchfrom.dev. So you can get the Skulls Keep Happening denim jacket. I also put up the Skulls Keep Happening tank top. So we finally have a tank top. And the patch, which we put up a couple streams ago, which I took that picture on stream because the default like rendering of it looks terrible. As a reminder, It does not look this bad in person. It looks really good in person when you get the patch. I don't know why their like rendering preview fucked it up so bad, but it actually looks quite good in person. So yeah, got a handful of new stuff. I'm going to be making a few more tweaks to the merch store probably over the next few weeks. So if you want something, maybe get it now, because I genuinely don't know what's going to happen with like the tariffs with regards to like every creator's merch store. I don't know. Like we are basically told that there's a minimum price we can sell for. And I try to price my stuff such that like I am only really making like a few dollars per purchase. I am not pricing it so that I get like a 50% payout or whatever. It is only a few dollars per item. So I'll try to keep it as low as I can. I will let people know if something goes weird. Like if they jack up all the prices without my permission, I'll just like take down my merch store until things settle out. But if you wanted something, now is a good time to go pick it up. There's a few new things. Hope you enjoy. Let me say hi to people. Hello to Synthrem, Milo, Ada, Attain, Ronin Queen, Bitch the Pot, Names Bond, Lucifer's Ace BF, Jordally Poopoo, Him Diana Jones, Inky, Cryptid, Blarg Dragon, Jone Rose, Dill Pickle, Fellwing, and Overreacting. Hello, everyone. And Tomato. Hello, Tomato. Says, working in that industry, I will say that all the suppliers are freaking out about the price changes that are happening. Yeah, we should probably just go ahead and start talking about that. So the tariffs went into effect today, and it's not good. It's not a good thing. Oh, Flynn doesn't think it's good either. Where are we going, buddy? Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we're getting up, or we're gonna go to the bed. We're gonna gotta shake it off first and foremost. It looks like we're going to the bed. All right, let's get in chat. Can we get some bets on how many spins? He's messing with it. He's messing with it. Let's get the crop. Let's get the zoom going. Oh, he's making it comfy. Oh, he's got to make it comfy. He's like, fuck this shit. This sucks. This current setup is terrible. I'm going to fix it. Get this shit out of here. I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to the sides are like raised. I think he's trying to flatten the sides. But it's not gonna work. It's made out of memory foam. I don't know if he realizes this. I don't know if he's like aware of memory foam. Do you think dogs know what memory foam is and understand that all the scratching he's doing is going to do effectively nothing? Hello, Gina. How is it going? Or is he digging? He's cosifying. He's got to make sure it's nice and cozy. See, look, he's getting the blanket in position, getting it nice and cozy. My dog does. He hates memory foam dog beds. Flynn loves this bed. It helps that I also put a random blanket on it, but yeah, look at him. He's getting the blanket all bundled. What's the next step? What's going on from here? Where do we go from here? Here, let's oh, that's not actually a better view. Okay. See, look at that. Look at the art form. Look at the perfection. Look what he accomplished here today. Do we see this? Look at that.
Amazing.
Incredible play, Flynn. Truly momentous. God, impressive. Just impressive.
Coco Village.
Really good job, bud.
Praise. We love the boy. We love the boy very much. Hello, Unnamed Gardener. Hello, Purple Boy Game Z. Thank you both for the follow. Thank you. And Lake 5 and Baser B. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in. Also, Hype Train. Thank you, everybody. 7 gifted subs. Congrats to everybody who got one. Oh, nice. Nice, Flynn. Very good. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and not have that fully zoomed in on stream. Hello, Timothy. What's up? How is it going? Perfect pillow, blanket, snuggle boy. Oh, he loves to be cozy on a pillow and a blanket. This dog will take every pillow and every blanket he can find. If there's a pillow or a blanket on the couch, it's his now. If it's not yours currently, it's his. And I mean currently. Like, if you stand up, he's like, that's mine. That's mine now. He's like a bird with a nest. He like goes out and grabs pillows to make his perfect nest. Oh boy, you going to town. Yeah, he's really in there. He's really in there. As he should. I don't know. Sometimes I would like to have a pillow. And sometimes I would like to have a blanket that's not completely covered in dog fur. But it's also my fault because I actively encouraged him to get on furniture. Like when I first got him, I was like, he's not going to come on the bed and he's not allowed on the couch. And that lasted about 4 minutes. And then I was like, oh, get up here, buddy. Gina says, Dev, since I know you particularly enjoyed our recent episodes, have you seen our latest announcement? Are you talking about the live talkback? The live talkback with Abria? Is that what you're talking about? Let me pull this up. Blackwater D&D live talkback. See if I can find it. Where's their blue sky? There it is. That's the dog still. Okay. So y'all should be listening to Blackwater D&D, specifically their Godkiller Balance show, which stars ya girl Gina. Oh hey. But they just recently announced another talkback episode, which is going to be a live streamed discussion about the show with guest star Abria, who is, and this is a tiny little known fact. Not many people actually know this. This is a secret. Don't tell anybody. Abria is my hero. Abria is the like prototype ideal storyteller. Just perfect. Just no notes. And so yeah, I'm hype. I'm hyped to see that. Yeah, Abria was in a recent episode of the show and it broke me. It broke me. My emotions were just like turned into guitar strings and played by that woman. So yeah, very, very, very good. Abria is the best DM ever. I'll be accepting no questioning of this. I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't met or heard of a like professional, you know, for however you want to use that term, professional DM, a person who does it as a job, either for podcasts or what have you, disagree that Abria is the best. Like, anybody whose opinion is worth considering, right? Like, a lot of people will say Brennan Lee Mulligan or Matt Mercer, but both of them, in my experience at least, from what I've seen from them, defer to Abria Iyengar as like the best. I know I've seen clips of Brennan basically saying like, people who think that I'm better than Abria are just racist. She's your favorite DM's favorite DM. I have not listened to the most recent one. I have not. I'm a very slow podcast boy. In fact, I listened to the Abria episode out of order because I'm not caught up otherwise. But I really wanted to listen to it. Him Diana Joe says, I don't know. I think my own GM for Vampire the Masquerade is the best GM ever. That's lovely. You should tell them that. Have you told them that? You should tell them that. That'll make them really happy. If I can share anything from my quite vast experience in running tabletop games at this point, the best possible thing is when a player actually comes back to you with like feedback of any kind, like do more of this or do less of this or what have you. I had one player who was just phenomenal. If I could have a table of just this guy, he was like always trying to be thoughtfully in character. He went out of his way to let his character support other characters' stories. Do you know how fucking rare it is to have a TTRPG player who this was not an actual play or whatever. This was just sitting at a table with some friends. To have a TTRPG player who is like, I'm gonna make a character and I'm not gonna make this entire thing about me. I'm a part of the story. I'm going to like vibe with the other characters and remember their wants, needs, and fears and factor those into my decision making in order to help expand on their characters as well, while also having his own story. And that is rare. It is rare. And then afterwards, he would always send me like 10 to 15 bullet points of like, this is what I really enjoyed from this session. I really can't wait to explore more of this. I was confused by this and can use clarification if it wouldn't break storytelling order or whatever. It was wonderful. It was great. Be an actively great player, right? Like actively put in effort as the player to make your DM's life easier. Because one, it means that you'll have the game running longer because most DMs will just burn the fuck out. And two, it makes the game so much better. As I said, like you get to help make other characters more interesting, which in turn gives you more interesting settings and more interesting plot options. It's always better when you lean into other people's creativity. Always. Which, on that note, we're not going to get to this just yet, but later in the stream, I'm going to be opening up some brainstorming time here with chat, as I need to start work on building out the roster of items in Proscenium. So I need to start getting essentially just a big ol' list of item ideas, from your standard common equipment to your world-changing legendary artifacts. That is the biggest gap right now in the Proscenium development sphere. So we'll be putting our heads together and coming up with ideas for items and maybe building out a few, so I can show you how that works. But yeah, if you have no idea what words I'm saying right now, Proscenium is a tabletop role-playing game that I am building, yours truly. You can find out more at proscenium.game, but it is a tabletop role-playing game that is built to be easy to onboard to, smooth to run, and supportive of just telling good stories with friends with as little effort as possible. So it's like a system that can hold its own. The goal is to make sure that it actually has mechanics and it's not just sit at a table and tell a story. But it is straightforward to learn, especially if you have any TTRPG experience prior. And it is going to be free and accessible. So you won't need to buy a whole bunch of rule books, a whole bunch of materials, or like an app subscription. You'll just be able to go to the website and play with your friends. So that is a work in progress right now. I have a lot to do still. But as I said last time, Proscenium will be sponsoring the Crit Awards, which is the Creator Recognition in TTRPGs Awards, an annual award show for creators in the TTRPG space. So I am not submitting anything for voting for that show, but I am sponsoring it, which is hype, because they're great people. But that's later in the stream. We've got things to talk about. Let's see. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork does make the dream work. I think you might be the first person to have ever said that. Epic Failure says, as someone who plays good characters exclusively, I am a pair of goblin paladins in a full-size suit of armor that is the anchor character of the story, and a paladin dwarf in the other campaign that I am the support for all of my companions. I am the party mom. You need that. You kind of need that. You genuinely do need someone to be like the party mom. Because like otherwise you're just going to have nobody moving forward, no one driving the plot forward, no one helping each other, no one remembering who the hell we talked to last session. You need someone who's going to be paying attention. Shin says, I hope I'm here to suggest a big ol' edgy scythe. Gotta have a big ol' edgy scythe. But it's gotta be like the scythe of like some twist on it, right? I want it to be the scythe of death, but what if it was like the failed prototype of Death's Scythe? So whoever you hit with it becomes immortal instead of dying. It's like, oh, fuck. Ah, damn it. We got that one wrong. That didn't work at all. That's the opposite of what we were going for. Hello, Fanakari says, I play the Chaos Gremlin and Note Taker. Yeah. whenever I try to be note taker, the problem is I zonk out. Like I can't consistently focus on taking notes. It's very hard. That's why I just DM instead. I just do everything else. So much easier. Because if I do everything else, I never have the opportunity to lose focus because I have to be focusing. So there you go. That's my secret this whole time. What was I saying originally? Yeah. So the tariffs are going into effect. Where are we at? Who knows? Who knows where we're even at right now? EU members approve new tariffs on $23 billion in goods as global markets shake. Cool. Oh, hey, Joe Rogan, Dave Portnoy, and Ben Shapiro are among Trump backers now questioning tariffs. As President Trump tariffs royal global markets, some of the thought leaders and influential podcasters who backed the Republican campaign are voicing doubts. Barstool Sports owner Dave Portnoy, hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, and even Elon Musk are adding their voices to a number of congressional Republicans who have weighed in against the tariffs set to take effect on Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe consider the actions that you're taking before you do them. I don't know. I feel like a large contingent was quite aware that this exact scenario was going to happen, and so did not endorse the Don lad. And that was really easy to do. It was so easy to simply not be a right-wing talking head endorsing Donald Trump to come in and just completely fuck up everything. Like, that was so easy. I didn't have to lift a fucking finger to simply not throw my hat in the ring with a racist rapist. Like, who, like, literally everyone who has met him is like, this man can't read and is the dumbest person I've ever met. And like all of the economists are like, what is he even, like, the words he's saying aren't real words. And his college professors are like, this is the worst student I've ever had. I genuinely don't. Every once in a while, I remember just how obviously stupid and horrible this man is, and yet he has legions of people who consider him to be like the Messiah. And it's so baffling. It's so baffling that people have landed here for Donald Trump. Like, it's so embarrassing. God. There are people worth idolizing. Abria Iyengar, for example. But to throw away your family, your way of life, everything, because you refuse to stop supporting Donald Trump, it takes a special kind of husk. It takes a special type of carbon to get there. Shadow Keyblade says, good morning, Endeavorance is coming to say hi and hope you're doing well. Well, thank you. Thank you. I am doing well. I'm doing better than I was the past couple of days. I've had a bit of a rough go, I'll be honest. I've had a bit of a rough go of it these past few weeks, energy level wise and like sleep wise. For those who don't know, I have like really bad insomnia and sleep anxiety. And it's been a bit tumultuous recently. I kind of go through phases where I start sleeping well, and I have phases where it just doesn't happen. And I think I'm on, hopefully, the tail end of one of those like worse spats. So I've had some trouble with like energy and motivation and just being awake these past few weeks, but it's all good. The main thing is it's frustrating because I have so much that I need to / want to do and can't because I'm tired. Like, I'm just like not staying awake. And so my days are getting shorter because I don't have as many waking hours, which is annoying. It's just genuinely like, come on, can I just freaking sleep? Color spin. Ooh, that landed pretty. Atomic Collection, good job. We like this one. I was thinking, it'd be fun to, I could pretty easily do this. It'd be fun to make it so that the color spin, when it finishes, spits out like a little code. And that code could be then like plugged back in to pull that color gradient back. Like if you liked the result of a given color spin, you could like save that code and request it again. That would be really easy. And I kind of want to do that at some point, but I already have a to-do list that is 12 miles long and like literally cannot stop myself from adding to it. So it is what it is. Fanakari says we pause for a moment to simp for Abria, I assume. And my insomnia has also been a bear. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's a fucking bastard. But speaking of a bear, I started watching The Bear. Does that help? With anything? Started watching The Bear. It's a good show. It's pretty good so far. I'm only like a few episodes in, but... Oh, mood, my to-do list is also a mile long. Well, my problem is that I keep having a to-do list that I then look at it and I'm like, that's way too much stuff. I'm going to do something else because I can't handle thinking about how much stuff I have to do in this one space. So I'm going to go do something completely different and make an entirely new to-do list for that space. And then get overwhelmed by that and go to a different space and make a totally new to-do list for that. And I just kind of like do that forever. Star Knight Studio says, I had to stop watching so much yelling. It is a lot of yelling. It is a lot of yelling. It's a very angry show. But it is set in a restaurant in Chicago. So like I wouldn't expect it to be anything less than a very angry show. I have a personal fix for this, but chat is not the place. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Does it have to do with weed? Oh, man. Not like that. I don't know what that means. Now I'm scared. And I'm thirsty, because none of you bitches redeemed a hydrate. The collective bitches. Speaking of the collective bitches, I need to talk about... I did, but you didn't drink. All right, Epic Failure is not one of the collective bitches. Everybody else, shame on you. I made a reference in Monday's Stuff Keeps Happening episode.
That's rough, buddy.
I made a reference to the phrase, never give up, trust your instincts. And I followed that up by saying, a wise fox told me that. And I got so many people in my comments hitting me with the actually. Saying, actually, it was Peppy Hare that said, never give up, trust your instincts. To which I say, sit down, son. You're wrong. Because never give up, trust your instincts came from James McLeod, Fox's dad, who passed it on to Peppy the Hare, who does say it throughout the game, but at the end of the game, in the true ending, you are flown out of Andros's lair by your father, who is talking to you the whole time, and reveals that he is the one that said that. So, get out of here. I literally had someone call me a fake fan. I did not fly across the galaxy. I did not save a frog from a lava monster. I did not go through that magnetic storm, and I did not fight an underwater clam to have this much disrespect lobbed at me. Okay? I know what I'm saying. I'm not talking out of my butt. That's what Flynn does. And that's when I know I need to take him for a walk, because it usually then smells pretty bad after he does that. Yeah, Star Fox 64 is a fucking great game. Actually, I should play that on stream. That'd be a fun game to play on stream. Dev, have you tried organizing your to-do list into categories and then tackling one category at a time? I did for a long time, and then I got very overwhelmed by the amount of categories that I had. And so I scrapped the entire thing. I spent years using, and I still endorse and love this software if you like to-do lists. I use Todoist, which is great. It's perfect. But I was putting items into my Todoist
at like 10x the rate that I was completing them, and I was just getting so overwhelmed. And I was trying to solve my problems by like reorganizing my to-do lists, and that was just making more work for me. And I was like, I just need to not. I like, if there's been a thing on here for months and I haven't gotten to it yet, it's clearly not important and probably does not need to be here. So I got rid of it. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants right now, and it's not been perfect. I probably need more structure than I currently have, but I don't know. I can't right now. Do you have your redeem list on your dashboard? Like the list of redemptions? I don't currently, but I also don't send any redemption to that dashboard. So, or to the redeem list. They all skip because they just notify me locally. I went to redeem it. It had 6 minutes left, so don't at me. Look, I don't make the rules. If you were not the one that redeemed the hydrate, then you're one of them bitches. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. The weather here in Philly has been so volatile so far this spring. Last week it was nice and warm, but rainy. This week it's back to cold. I hate the false spring. Hopefully it levels out so I can get my garden balcony started. Oh, hell yeah. We love a garden balcony. I am tired of the back and forth with the weather. It was like 80 these past few days, and now I'm getting freeze warnings. I can hydrate. Thank you, Attain. You are not a bitches.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it was like 80 a few days ago, and now I'm getting freeze warnings, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. But I'm also about to be in a different country in a few weeks, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the United Kingdom in like 2 weeks, which is hype. I will say, if you are a person who is hearing this and you live in the UK, I wouldn't say get excited because I have exactly no time to do any kind of like creator meet and greet stuff. This is very much a personal vacation that is already maxed out, and I'm freaking terrified because I have no idea what's going to happen with my sleep schedule. I'm going to be a zombie. I am specifically giving myself a week before and after the trip to basically just prepare and recover, because I'm gonna get there. My sleep schedule is so temperamental. As I said earlier, I've got like terrible issues with sleep. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be jet lagged. I've never been jet lagged before. Not to the. I've gone to the West Coast plenty, so I've been like jet lagged 3 hours in that direction. I've never been jet lagged more than 3 hours, and definitely not in this direction. So the first like 2 days are just gonna be sleeping almost entirely, I assume, like sleep and recover. But I'm really looking forward to it. I've got some fun stuff planned. Gonna see some folks that I would love to see, and hopefully go see some pretty. Hello, Sammy Marie. Maybe get a sleep mask if you're bad with light. Some of the hotels are shitty for light pollution. I'll probably bring my mask. Like my sleep mask with me for that purpose. I have to have like a whole. Let me hit y'all with this. Let me tell you just how specific I am, just how extra I am. When your boy decides that it's time to hit the hay, just beat the fucking shit out of the hay. Just annihilate the hay. When I decide that it's time to just garrote the hay, bye-bye, epic failure. Goodbye. Go support your friend. I go to my bed, which has like 4 layers of blankets. The top layer is a weighted blanket, which you're not really. I learned that you're not supposed to sleep with weighted blankets. Like, they're not actually recommended to be used for sleep. Ooh, color spin. Okay, bit of a spring vibe. I'm digging it. They're not actually meant to be used for sleep. Did you know that? You can do whatever, but I think like in theory they're just supposed to be used for like comforting and not for sleep. But like fuck that, I do it all the time. So I get into bed. It's got like 4 layers. It's got a weighted blanket on top. I've got a noise machine. I've got my eye mask. I've got like various substances to help me fall asleep, as well as like multiple things in reach if I need to get anything in the middle of the night. I've got my water, I've got emergency backup substance, I've got snacks because I will often wake up like really hungry and then can't fall back asleep. So I can wake up delirious. I just kind of like, I have like a cubby behind me that I can like have stuff in. So like wake up delirious and I'll just like reach behind me, grab something and eat it and roll over and fall back asleep. But yeah, like I need to have like the noise machine, the comfort, the like I can't have, I don't like sharing a bed with people because like if they snore, I'm done for. If they twitch, I'm done for. It will keep me up forever. So it takes a long time to get to bed. It usually takes like 2.5, 3, sometimes 4 hours to actually fall asleep. And so yeah, some people ask why I've been to a handful of cons and I will frequently like bail once it hits like 9 and like everyone's trying to go out and party and get plastered and whatnot. It's like, nah, I'm gonna go get snug. I wanna be able to exist tomorrow. And like I can't not get sleep and be hungover. Like it's just not gonna work. Had to sleep in separate beds when I was with my ex. Sleeping in separate beds is a perfectly okay thing. Like people make a weirdly big deal about not sharing a marital bed, right? Like if you're married or you have a partner of some kind, you don't need to share a bed. Like that's not a requirement. In fact, it wasn't a thing for a long time. And it makes a lot of sense, especially if you have different schedules, especially if you are different types of sleepers. Like it eliminates so many problems. It doesn't matter anymore. Like if they snore, if they twitch, if they get up early, if they get up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, that's not impacting your sleep. A lot of people seem to think that if you don't share a bed, you will like drift apart, which is not a good vote of confidence for your own relationship. Like if you truly believe that, if you truly believe that not sharing a room leads to getting separated, you probably weren't meant to be together. Like you probably weren't. And like I don't know. Praise. Very relationship escalator of them, and I am a relationship anarchist. I just want to live my life the way that is comfortable, and I would want for anyone that I'm sharing my life with to have the same. And like, I don't know. I'm never going to be able to sleep while like spooning. It's just not a thing. So given that that's not a thing for me, and that's fine. Like I can snuggle, I can cuddle, I can do whatever, and then good night, I'm gonna head to my room now. The end. Like that's okay. They were gonna roll over and fall asleep anyway. My ex and I had separate rooms. It was fantastic because I would rather share my bed with a dog than a human. I don't even share it with a dog. I'll take him up there sometimes if I'm taking a siesta, but he's if he gets restless, I don't need that messing up my sleep. Hello. Separate rooms wasn't our downfall. Him thinking ADHD need to be cured was a downfall. ADHD is not a curable thing. Wait. Purple Cakey and Ink Demon Plays. Thank you both for the follow. Welcome in. Enjoy the snuggle puppy. There. Enjoy the snuggle puppy there. Fun and Predictable says, I want to consume cheese at reasonable prices. Well, that's not going to happen for a while. A Discount says, I share a bed with my partner, much snuggles, but that shouldn't be mandatory for a healthy relationship. There's no reason to, hello, Kazake Wormish. Welcome in. There's no reason that you can't have that snuggle time. There's no reason that you can't do whatever. It's just like, if you are a person who struggles with sleep and you are in a relationship, you should absolutely consider trying separate beds. It can even be in the same room. You can even do separate beds in the same room. It's not that, like if they don't snore, and that's not a problem. Sylvie says, I do not have sleeping habits on today's dev. I did not have sleeping habits on today's dev topic bingo card. Really? Like that's like half my topics, I feel. I mean, we'll get back to looking at the stonk market at some point, but Kai says, forgot that just because I went through daylight savings time change, stuff is an hour earlier, so you start streaming at 1 a.m. rather than 2. Oops, sorry. Also, wow, it's 1 a.m. Time zones are weird. It's not 1 a.m. here. How did that work? That's like saying we should cure tall heights. Well, I feel like there are some people who are tall enough that they kind of do wish that we could cure tall. Like the people who just bang their heads into every single door frame probably wish we could cure tall a little bit. Or like when they go to get on an airplane and they can't fit because their body is the size of like 3 seats because they're so lanky, and they probably wish that we could cure tall a little bit. Hey, someone gifted
Taliesin.
Thank you for that.
Taliesin. 5 subs. Thank you.
And congrats to everybody who got them. Enjoy them. Juggle them. Play catch, play fetch with the gifted subs. Thank you. It's 1:40 a.m. I should go to sleep, but whatever. I don't have anything on tomorrow/today. Look. I can't remember the last time I was up at 1 a.m. Actually, I do remember the last time I was up at 1 a.m. So as I was talking about with sleep, you know, very temperamental, usually have to go to bed early, usually like don't have enough like energy. There was a night where we were trying to finish, I forget what raid it was. It was some raid in Destiny. I think it was, I don't remember. It was maybe a divinity run in Garden of Salvation. Because it was a kind of thing where like it was a long, arduous thing that we were like, okay, we're gonna start early in the evening so that we'll finish it in time for everybody to like get to bed. Like 1:30 a.m. rolls around and we're still just banging our heads against some encounter in this raid, and I am like shaking. You ever get so tired that you start shaking? That's where I was while trying to finish a raid in Destiny. It was not a healthy scenario for your boy. I know that 1 a.m. is not very late for a lot of people. I know a lot of people will just stay up all night. I know a lot of people have no problem staying up super late and sleeping in super late. That just ain't me. I cannot do that. It will break my body. I will like be physically ill. Tried going to sleep after 11, but it was after 4 a.m. when I fell asleep. Yeah, I mean, like if I tried to lay down at midnight, I wouldn't be going to sleep until like 4, which is part of why I start my routine so early. I don't know. A lot of people talk about like, you know, I never sleep, or like I don't bother sleeping, or like, I don't know, I just sleep when I sleep. It's just such a different life to me. Like sleep is so much of my focus every day, making sure that I'll be able to sleep. I can't imagine being so casual about sleep. We're laying down concrete in the hole so it's easier to sweep. I have to dig a 4-inch hole today. I love digging a 4-inch hole. Are you using a hole digger? You can do a post hole digger? Post hole digger? Hole post digger? Post hole diggers. The Home Depot. Sign in for the best experience. No, I don't think I will. No, I don't want that. How about Bob Villa? Ooh. All right, so the best bang for the, presumably this is best bang for the buck, but the best bang for the is the Razorback fiberglass handle post hole digger. See it. Unable to load site. Okay, so maybe we won't do that one, because that one unable to load site. How about the Landworks 48 volt cordless electric earth auger? It's the upgrade pick. See that? Okay. Powered by an all-electric brushless motor that produces the output of 320 RPMs, reverse torque control, to eject the auger fast and efficiently. All augers are produced with the universal cap screw bolt thread design. It's eco-friendly, unlike gasoline augers. Pshaw. Battery powered, produces no smog and are quieter. Whole kit weighing only 22 pounds, Earth Auger setup can dig approximately 30 holes with a 2 amp hour battery at 88.8 watt hours or 60 holes. Efficient design. Our power head is designed with a 3 planetary gear mechanism for higher transmission efficiency. Brushless motor makes the digging process smooth and efficient. Safety first! We recommended to always operate auger unit with eye protection. This auger is equipped with an overload protector to prevent overheating. Wide-spaced handle construction for improved balance during operation. Best application? Use earth augers for post-hole diggings, prepping, planting, bedding, bulbs, seedlings, or fertilizing shrubs, water aeration, weed control, and root remover. So I hope that helps. I hope that now you have a bit more information about your journey today. By okay-ish. Oh, your sports bra may or may not have been delivered. Good. I'm glad that you'll be well supported. I hope it's terrible. I hope it's as awful as it looks in the picture. In a good way. I think this will dig too deep of a hole. Nah. It was like adjustable, and like you just dig as much as you need, and then get rid of it. Sleeping to digging holes is pretty extreme. I don't know. Wait, what's the problem? Am I not allowed to talk about post hole diggers after having talked about sleeping? Like, is that a problem? Is this a post hole digger hater zone? Is this topic disallowed here? Like I'm being criticized for simply having a hobby. Diggy hole. Not burying a body, it's to fix our driveway and to add to our driveway and only have a plain ass shovel. Have you considered whatever the fuck that post hole digger I was looking at was? It costs a money. It might cost more now. Let's go look at the stocks. Let's go here. I'm gonna type in stocks. What do I get? Dow sinks 300 points. S&P nears bear market. Okay. Wait, Google has stock finance stuff? Oh, look. We're up. Well, we're kind of up. Since when does Google... I hate this. I don't want this. This is a bad website. Get out of here. Give me a different thing. Here's the NASDAQ. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, your website's bad. Market Watch? All right, let's look at this Dow. Give me the there we go. Here's a chart. Here's a chart. Advanced charting? Oh. What is this? We got the simple moving average. Period 1. Add period. Wait. Okay. Huh. So this... Okay, there's too many days. I want fewer days. Oh, that's a year? Give me the year to date. Where are we at? I don't know what these things are. We're gonna go look at a website for idiots like me. Like a website for like people who are big and dumb. For like big, dumb, stupid people who don't understand the stock market. Here is the New York Stock Exchange Index. Today's markets. Nope. No. This is listings. Listing process. When you're ready to make the big move and share your vision with the world, we've got you covered. As the premier partner for today's corporate leaders, we make it our mission to provide everything you need to easily take your business public and maintain a healthy, publicly traded company. And that starts with the application process. Okay. We offer several different markets designed to meet we're doing this, by the way. We're gonna apply to take this stream public. We're gonna see how far we can get in listing this stream on the New York Stock Exchange, because it's time for us to be business boys. Can everybody put your business boy hat on? Okay. Everybody put on your business boy hat. Here we go. View company resources. Oh, there's fees? I have to pay money? New York Stock Exchange fees? Don't tell me. Don't tell me I have to give them money. I'm trying to make money. Manuals? All right. Do you have questions about the New York Stock Exchange listings? Yeah, contact. Okay, that's not helpful. This is still loading. How am I supposed to learn about this if it's loading? What do I even do? Okay. Back. Standards. Initial listing standards includes closed-end funds. Okay, we got a PDF. We're good. We figured it out. We got it. Okay. Let's read some business. Get out of here. Okay. Overview of the New York Stock Exchange quantitative initial listing standards. The following charts provide an overview of the quantitative initial listing standards for the New York Stock Exchange. See Section 1 of the New York Stock Exchange Listed Company Manual for a complete description of the initial listing standards. The New York Stock Exchange has broad discretion in listing a company. The fact that a company meets the quantitative initial listing standards does not necessarily mean that it will be approved for listing. So we gotta exceed. It's like being a Twitch partner. The New York Stock Exchange may deny listing or apply additional, more stringent criteria. Okay. Required to meet at least one of the following standards. Adjusted pre-tax. I dropped my pen. Adjusted pre-tax income. Aggregate for the last 3 fiscal years. Ooh, greater than 10 million. Each of the most 2 recipient fiscal. Oh. Ooh. Hey, we're going to have a bit of trouble here. Ooh, that's a gorgeous color spin.
That's rough, buddy.
Yo, who did that one? But we're going to have a bit of trouble here. Because I don't think that we've got $10 million of gifted sub revenue. My dreams are dead. And I will never recover. I can hydrate. I've updated the banner at the bottom of the stream, and I will now suffer. Hey, someone gifted subscriptions. Thank you for that. That's rough, buddy. Sounds like rebellion propaganda.
Father hell!
Beef. A handsome boy. I'm over it.
Praise
Praise. Let's try to find stocks now, which is what I was originally trying to do. Stocks, investor.gov. What are stocks? What exactly are
What
stocks?
exactly are stocks?
Stocks represent ownership in a company. By owning shares of stock, you own a piece of a company. If the company does well, the stock may increase in value.
I don't care. I want a stock ticker. I guess I'll do the Yahoo. Oh, the Dow's red again. Oh, it read. Okay, so this is the website I know how to use. So if we look here, we'll see that there was line. Line started to sort of go down, and then line go really down, like really down, like really down, like really down. So am I just like lacking in information? Because I don't understand why you would choose stocks over high yield savings. Because high yield savings basically does not exist. Like, it doesn't really exist. Not to the yield that that stocks can give you. It's a gamble, right? Like, people invest in stocks because line tend to go up. If we look at all time, line do tend to go up over time. Now, every once in a while, line very much go down. As in today, like right now, line very much go down, and who knows how much further down line go. But line does go up, and if you let's say you like the conventional wisdom, and this may not be true anymore, but the conventional wisdom is that the market, on average, amortized, if you ignore all of the ups and downs and you just take the average line, it's something like 7% compounding interest a year, which you're just not going to get from a savings account. And maybe you can if you have access to like a really good credit union or some kind of private banking institution or something, but the average person starting out who's just trying to put some money aside, putting it in a savings account is a huge waste, basically, which is stupid. Like, most savings accounts now, if you found a saving account with like 1% interest, that is like top of the market, which is not how it used to be. It used to be the case. In fact, actually, I want to go look this up. Average savings account interest over time. I'm so curious to know if there is history of savings account interest rates. Show me what? But I want like old versus now. Yeah, like look at this. 0.22%. Like, that's fuck all. Where is... I just want to see, like, what was it in, like, the 80s and 90s? What savings... Wait. What? Okay, so it's getting a little better, I guess? It was in the 0.01% range for a long time. I'm just going to search average savings account interest rate in the 1990s. During the 1980s, savings rates climbed as high as 8%. Deregulation caused deposit interest rates to stay higher than financial institutions could sustainably support, which contributed to the banking failures during that decade. In the 1990s, saving accounts decreased significantly, typically sitting between 4 and 5%. The 2000s kicked off with a recession, and savings rates fell between 1 and 2%. Following the financial crisis of 2008, savings account interest rates fell to historic lows below 0.25%. There's just, we got fucked. We just got completely fucked. Like, in the 80s, Guess who? Guess who? Who? 1980s president. Guess who? So in the 80s, deregulation fucked us over, and now having a savings account is basically useless. Like, Milo Nebula says, I see financial channels always suggest high yield savings in stocks, but I feel like if you can gamble or just have money, why not just have the money? I'm 29 for reference. I just don't get it. So here's the thing. It's not that you have money. People who are doing stock stuff, like I have stocks, right? Like I have a 401k from my job. A lot of my stock investments are just like automatically managed, like well, it's not a 401k, it's an IRA now. It's just like money that was taken from my paycheck, put into a thing, and then that's put into the market and managed by a fund. I don't own individual stocks right now because I just don't care to do so. Some people essentially think that they can outperform the average like index funds by managing their own individual stock portfolios, and like some people can do that. Most people who try to like be consumer day traders lose a ton of money. So when you hear people talking about like the stock market and losing money in the stock market, like I have lost a lot of money in the stock market recently. Not money that I actually have. It's tied up in an account that I'm not allowed to withdraw from otherwise I'll suffer penalties. Because we got rid of pensions in this country. We largely got rid of social safety nets, pensions, and any kind of system of retirement. And instead, again, around like the 70s, 80s, 90s, 401ks became the thing that the government was like, do this if you want to retire. Which is entirely bullshit, because it was basically a bunch of financial institutions going to the government saying, hey, you should offer a tax incentivized investment account that means people will give us their retirement funds to profit off of, instead of just having stable retirement funds. So there don't really exist options for retirement in the United States aside from a large cash infusion from a relative dying, or invest a shitload of money in the stock market and hope that it doesn't completely crash by the time that you're able to withdraw the money without penalties. And on average, like I said, on average, the market do go up. There's a question of like, let's say you had, I'm just gonna come up with a completely like fictional scenario. These numbers are not indicative of the actual reality of the market right now. But let's say you had 100 grand and your mortgage was 100 grand. And you could either pay off your mortgage or invest the 100 grand. What do you do? Right? Like you could tomorrow not have a mortgage anymore and not have a mortgage hanging over your head for the rest of your life. But then you've essentially put $100,000 of value into a single asset, your house. And if the housing market crashes, you've just lost all that. And maybe you don't care, but you've then also lost the opportunity to make more money that could potentially cover your mortgage. So if you put that money into the market and the market does what it usually does over time, you know, we're talking about like a mortgage here, so it'd be like a 30-year time span. So over the course of 30 years, you would hope it would be higher than what it was 30 years ago, which it has so far done that a lot. And that could outpace the money you would have otherwise been spending on your mortgage. And so you can make more that way. So it's, I appreciate you explaining that, because I did the research on pensions being replaced by 401ks, but I was super confused by the fact that 401ks were connected to the stock market. Yeah, like in place of pensions, in place of having meaningful retirement policy, politicians took money from financial sector lobbyists to convert the standard American retirement portfolio into an investment portfolio so that they would have more money in markets. We essentially said the ability for people in this country to retire will be tied to stock markets, which is part of why crashing the market is so shitty, because we don't have another option. Because again, if you did try to just use a savings account and try to just put all your money into a savings account or bonds or whatever, you're not going to make enough money. You're going to fall so far behind inflation. Like, you're going to fall behind. You will lose money, basically. That money will not be growing at a rate faster than inflation. It will retain its exact value, and you'll get cents of interest. I remember seeing, like, you got interest. I logged into my bank, and it's like 6 cents. It's insulting. But yeah, like, inflation will continue to rise, and if your money is not growing, if your savings are not growing at a rate that at least matches inflation, then you're losing money. So I also would have paid off the house. This is super informative and I appreciate this. I in a vacuum would pay off the house. I have been told by everyone that that's dumb. And like, I understand why it's dumb. I would like to not have a mortgage. I think very much so. But if you do invest money, you can then take out earnings to cover your mortgage. So I don't know. Mortgages are dumb, and houses are too expensive, and everything is too expensive, and things shouldn't be getting more expensive. Sure, you lose value, but you have an entire house rather than potentially more imaginary money. I figured having a low value house is better than gambling your money on fake numbers and potentially losing it and still having a mortgage on top of that. Yes, except like a lot of it comes down to personal preference, right? Like for me, I would like to just not have to think about a mortgage anymore, right? But again, a house is still an asset. Right? Like a house is still holds value and is an asset. And if you are intending to stay in one house for the rest of your life, and all you want to do is pay it off and live your life as is, go for it. Go for it. You don't have to follow financial advice. And this is also not financial advice. I'm not an accountant. I'm just a person who's gone through a bunch of fucking refinancing bullshit. But it's still putting all of your eggs in that one basket being your house. Houses can burn down. Houses can have cars crash into them and be structurally unsound. Houses can be eaten up by termites. You've put all of your money into this one thing, and even if you have an insurance plan, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if it's going to be covered? Flooding, yeah, flooding is a thing. Earthquakes are a thing. Unfortunately, the abstract fake money is valuable because it's abstract fake money. So if you have a note that says you own this much value, you can go to a bank and get said value, in theory, as long as there is a country to support that note. And so I guess it comes down to, what do you think is more likely? Your house catches fire or the country disappears? But it is putting all your eggs in one basket, which is dangerous. That's why, like, I would never tell people to get into individual stock trading. If you wanted to do that, have fun, but like, it's literally gambling. Individual stock trading is quite literally just gambling. Investment portfolios, by contrast, are investments that get spread out across like thousands of investments. Like, it's a single account that's spread out across like thousands and thousands of investments in sectors that are more risky, in sectors that are less risky. Sometimes they also invest in just bonds so that you don't, there's a sort of a minimum amount that you're guaranteed to have. And in doing that, they spread the risk out so significantly that it's pretty much negligible. And so you just sort of go up and down rather than lose it all, most likely, and maybe gain a bunch. But the people who are trying to like do day trading as like random fucking Redditors, it does not go well for most people. Just remember that. Like, remember that for every post you see of a person being like, I just made 50 grand off of this one thing that I did, there's like 1,000 people who lost what little savings they had and are now just destitute or worse, in debt. So be careful with that. There's a reason that there's like entire financial agencies that do like day trading stuff. They are so extra that they intentionally get servers. Like if they're doing transactions via a computer, they will get their computer and their server systems physically co-located on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, or as close as they possibly can get, so that the network requests that they're making when they send off a trade are infinitesimally faster than, say, somebody who is on just a home computer network and has to go to like their central data server and then across to the actual New York Stock Exchange. So they actually go as far as to optimizing the distance that the internet has to travel to get their stock trade to happen. If you think you're going to beat those people as a random person on an app, nope. No. You can get lucky and trip and fall into a good deal, but ugh. Tavern vibes. Latency is for the pores, indeed. My grandfather sits at his desk and watches the stock market most of his day. He's only ever lost money. Oh, I'm sorry about your grandfather. Oh, God. Isn't over half the stock market in, like, black market trading? Hey, it's time for a drink. I'm not sure what that means, but the stock market is pretty much the definitional opposite of the black market. Like, the black market is illegal goods. The stock market is legal gambling. What I don't understand is how stocks aren't just gambling. Genuinely, that's what it's always seemed like to me. They are. That is it. That's literally it. Trading individual stocks is gambling. There's like that is what it is. It's when you invest in a portfolio that is investing in like thousands of things, that it is not really gambling, because at that point the math works in your favor. It is not a chance. Like, it's not like a 50-50 chance. It's still a chance that you could lose it all, but you do the same thing when you get in the car and go for a drive, right? Like, they're both, okay. Driving a car and Russian roulette are both things that can kill you. Russian roulette, I would call gambling with your life. Driving a car, I wouldn't call gambling with your life, although like it still is a risk, right? So it's a matter of at what point do you like cut off risk as your like cutoff for gambling? Because at that point, like everything becomes gambling. But yeah. Let me see what Nebula posted. What is this link? Wall Street enters darker. Bloomberg. I've been Bloomberged. I've been Bloomberged. I done got Bloomberged at. Wall Street enters darker age with most stock trading hidden. Off-exchange activity is now more than half of total U.S. volume. Boom in retail investors is seen behind market shift. I don't know enough about this to speak on it. I assume this is talking about deals happening outside of the standard like New York Stock Exchange flow, which kind of always happens. I think all this is saying is that private equity and direct deals are a much bigger portion of trades than they were before. Fair, but then why is it that even those who don't quote gamble are in the market are still affected? Because the index funds that are like tracking everything are all like everything is going down, right? It's not like if you were to get into the stock market, you might win big right now and you might lose big right now. It's everything is going down. So if we look at like the Dow Jones, for example, give me that Yahoo. Come on. I don't know why Yahoo has like the only good one. If you look at the Dow Jones, so this is a like average, right? It's like an aggregate that kind of gives you a sense of like how's the market, right? Like this is a thing that you could, in theory, you could say like I want to invest in every. Here, let's do an easier one. S&P 500. This is a collection of 500 stocks, basically. It's a collection of 500 stocks, averaged, more or less. And so if you look at this chart, if you look at like the 5-year chart, let's say that you have an investment account that is just investing in the S&P 500, which is like not really how things work, but just bear with me here. Let's say you were investing in this line, right? This is an aggregate line of a bunch of companies. So if some of them do great and some of them do bad, they'll even each other out. And so all in all, as long as the general economy does better, your money does better as well, which is what you want it to do. So if you can see, like if you were to start putting in your investments, let's say you started working around 2010, right? And you put in $1,000. Back then, this was at 1,073 a share, and now it's at 5,016 a share. So like, that's a 5x, right? That's over 15 years. That's 5x over 15 years. That's pretty fucking good. Now, everyone's down because a lot of people are invested in a lot of companies, and basically every company is crashing right now. And so these huge averages are all like going real far down. And so because people have 401ks, and 401ks are largely invested in stocks, and they're largely invested in a bunch of different groups of stocks that have different levels of volatility, in the hopes that it will they will usually move your funds around over time so that the closer you get to retirement, the more stable your investments are. But if you're like just starting out, they'll invest in like really aggressive, risky stuff. So if you have your entire investment account in the market and the entire market, then your entire investment account, and that's basically what happened. Feels like a giant house of cards. It is, and it's all speculation. It's all speculation. It's all emotion. There's not science at play here. Like economics are vibes entirely. There's theory. There's like concepts, and there's like abstract ideals. But if you were to ask any like economist or any like economics professor if they think that capitalism works, 30 out of 30 of them say no. Because like it would destroy itself. Like a perfect capitalism does not exist. It is a self-destructing system, which is why capitalism always has regulation if it has to exist. Like to make it function, it has to have regulation, because otherwise it destroys itself. And so like it's not sustainable. Kai says, what are the gray bars at the bottom of the graph? That is trade volume. So you'll see that like over recent days, there's been higher bars. That's because the market is moving much faster right now. So these bars are the relative amount of trades happening. Vibes-based retirement planning, says Jeff. Vibes-based retirement planning. Yeah, welcome to my retirement planning stream, by the way. KK Kevin says, what a wonderful birthday morning. Ah, yeah, I love the smell of crashing markets in the morning. Capitalism without regulation turns into company towns, and company towns are fucking coming back. They are a thing again. Kai says, oh, okay, it's the amount of exchange actually going on. Got it, thanks. Yeah, it's the amount of buys and sells, basically. It's the speed at which people are purchasing and selling turnips in the stock market. Gonna have a brain break and write a novel. You have fun with the crash and burn, says Fanakari. Just gonna write a quick novel? Rad. Dope. Enjoy. Okay, y'all. I think it's time to do some item ideation. Let me update my thing. Now, TTRPG item drafting. Later. Gaming? Okay. So, premise. One, I am building a tabletop role-playing game. Two, it has items in it. Three, I need to make those items. Four, the game can be learnt about here. Proscenium.game. Okay. So, here's the thing. I need to do a lot of writing. And Proscenium is coming along quite nicely. I'm really happy with some of the progress recently. For those who are not aware, I'll say this one more time since I said this earlier on the stream, but real quick, I am making, let me just type this in. There we go. I'm making a tabletop role-playing game called Proscenium. Proscenium, for those who don't know what the word proscenium means, by the way, I say it a lot on my stream, but for those who don't know what this word means, this is a theater term. It refers to the space that is like between the audience and the stage. So it's the like archway. It's like the view into the stage. And the reason I came up with the name, or the reason I chose the name Proscenium, is it was a play on like theater of the mind. And there's a lot of like theater terms that I'm using throughout the game description and whatnot. So yeah, Proscenium. It is the like, you know, the view into this story that we're telling. There is no Proscenium command. I should probably make one. That's a good call. So in Proscenium, there is loot. Where is the, there it is, preview the system. There we go. What is going on? Okay. Don't know what that was all about. Proscenium is a pretty simple, straightforward game system intentionally. Or at least I'm fucking trying. But it's going to have customizable gear. So you'll be able to get gear that is sort of like somewhat prefabbed and then tweak it to your liking. So for each item in the game, you'll be able to add, if you have an ability or meet a specific NPC or whatever, you can add tweaks and tempers. So the way this works is once you get your item, let's say it's like almost perfect, but you want to make a slight alteration to it. You can propose a tweak, which is a neutral or helpful twist to the item, modifying its behavior to fit your needs. Or a temper, which is a neutral or detracting effect, which balances out a tweak. The player picks either the tweak or the temper, and the director, which is the game master, they pick the other thing. So if you want to, you could tell your game master, like, okay, I want this item to have a temper that is like doing this thing. What tweak will I get from that? Or vice versa. I want this weapon to do some specific thing. What's the temper for that? So my favorite example, like a really easy example here is, let's say you have like a blade, right? And it's like pretty heavy and you want to make it lighter. So you could say that it's been tweaked to be like hollowed out or like it like made lighter, but the temper is that it's now brittle. And if you miss an attack, the director might decide to break your weapon. That is a fair trade. Like, you've made this thing lighter, it's easier to maneuver, it can be packed up more easily, but if you are irresponsible with it, it can break. So that's like tweaks and tempers, and that's how you can kind of customize items in this. But what I want to do today is basically just come up with a big list of items Big list of items. Ah, no, that's not what I wanted at all. Premise. I want a new document here. Big list of items. Let me put a prompt over here. Submit ideas for simple/basic items to make. Okay, so what I want to do is common, uncommon, rare, legendary. So any kind of item, it does not need to be weapon. So the main three types of items in Proscenium, the categories are wielded, worn, and trinket. Wielded is weapons, shields, tools, anything you hold. Worn is headgear, outfit, boots, gloves, and adornment. So like an amulet or something. And trinket is just an item that you can have and use, and it does something. So I want to get a healthy mix of common, rare, uncommon, and legendary items, but we're going to start with just common. So let's fucking go. Hit me with your ideas. I will also add in my own. I, for now, just want to come up with like a bunch of basic, like just identifying things to then go through and build them out. So I'm seeing ladder, journal, and all of these also can be like upgraded. Like we can have like a fancy version of a journal, right? Like I can already immediately say like a legendary item can be like a journal that tells you, or a journal that contains notes from your past life, right? Like that. There we go. That's cool. But we'll get to that later. Drinking vessel, edgy scythe with a twist, bottomless fanny pack. Oh god, I like that a lot. Automatic ladder. That could probably go into like the rare. Jar or flask. Flask of some kind. Profession clothes / disguise kit. I like that. Mega pint potions? Is that like, what is that? Is that like a big gulp? Like a fucking Slurpee? Healing potion? Slurpee? Mana potion? Big gulp? Hat. Cooler hat. Cooler hat definitely goes under uncommon. Go-Go Gadget style hat that turns into a helicopter for short flights. Holy shit. Yeah. Go-Go Gadget helicopter hat. Oh my god, that's amazing. Barrel of monkey. You throw it like a grenade and then monkey. Yeah. Barrel of monkey. One of my favorite items from Quest is tent in a tin, which is just it's a little tin container that is like 3 inches around, and when you open it up, a full-size tent that can house like 20 people or whatever pops out of it, and it's like perfect. Magic mirror. Plain paper. Omnidirectional mobility gear. Just a rock. Glitter bomb. Blind enemies. Love that, love that, love that. I love the barrel of monkeys. That's so good. Is the lesser version of the gadget hat just the rainbow helicopter hat? I've got that somewhere. It's back there somewhere. I have a Google Doc of magic items I made. Let me pull that up. Just a gun. A pretty rock. Rock that plays music. Actually, like ooh, magic music box. Like a music box that plays a tune that has some kind of like magical effect. Oh, wait, I'm ideating. Has magic effect, but must be making audible noise for that to happen. So people... Okay. Yeah, like imagine a thing that like plays a little melody, and as long as the melody is playing, it can like sustain an illusion or something like that. But like people can hear the melody, so they can find it by like following their ear. Chef hat, a magic hat where you can pull out cooking tools. Ooh. Chef hat with magic cooking tools. Picnic basket of many things. There's a picnic basket I made with a D100 table for every day for food. Table of food for every day that they pulled a random meal out of it. I love that. I hope that 100 was like a dragon. Like it's just got a bunch of different food in it, but if you roll 100, you pull out like an ancient brass dragon. Like, oh shit. Kev, may I steal that? Picnic basket of many things. This was from Kev, if this gets put in 1-to-1. Ratatouille hat for controlling a willing party member. Ooh. Willing mind control / remote control hat. I'm a big fan of the of walkie talkies, like magic enchanted stones that are walkie talkies. Axe. See, Salmon is out here being practical. Salmon is out here bringing the heat. Sometimes you just need an axe, and that's good too. In fact, how about a halberd? How about a bow? How about a long bow? How about a short bow? And like a great sword, and a short sword, and a dagger, and a lance / some kind of pokey stick. Throwing knives. Digging it. Yeah, let's get some weapons. We've got a lot of non-weapons. Let's get a few weapons. Slap bracelet of friendship could get really funny. Okay, slap bracelet of friendship. That's good, that's good. Rolling pin. Throwable duck. Pike. Weapon or fish. Boomerang scythe. Some of these are definitely not. Some of these are definitely going in the uncommon category, but still. Cast iron pan of bong. Quarterstaff. Third staff. Half staff. 3/4 staff. Staff. 95%. Kazoo of doom. Digging it, digging it, digging it. Hello, cactus bear. Throwing darts. Staff and a half. This gives two-handed weapon. One hand holds a staff, and the other side is like a single nunchuck. I don't know how you spell nunchucks. Tater tot grenade. I want it. What? I want to eat a tater tot grenade. Wait, what? Ooh, shoe spikes, climbing gear. That's a great one. Like a throwable landing pad. Like throw at a spot and it expands into a big cushion to stop falling damage. Caltrops. Bottle rocket jetpack. Cowbell that makes dinner. Tater tot grenade. Potion that makes you look like a shrubbery. Potion of illusion. Caltrops just a bag of D4s. Punch gloves. with chance of knockback. That would be good for there's a brawler skill tree. That could be good. Half and a staff, legally distinct. It's a staff covered in half and half. That's good for in case you need to put cream in your coffee, I guess. Staff and a half, and a staff. Gloves of slapping the crap out of you. Ooh, chameleon coat. Stun gun iron knuckles. Smoke grenade. This is y'all got some good stuff. A bottle of wine and a bottle of win. Bottle of lose. Obviously. Okay, let's get wacky with it now. Let's go in the other direction. Like the very, very, very other direction. So submit ideas for legendary artifacts. So we're done with the common items. We're going in the complete opposite direction. These are like, throw out some of your craziest ideas for legendary artifacts. These are things that are like the pinnacle item that you get from like completing a massive campaign, or like some kind of MacGuffin that like everyone's fighting over, like massively powerful items. And if you have any items that are not quite at that degree but are still pretty rad, you can throw out some rare stuff too. Bottle of loose makes knots untie. Bottle of loose loosens things. Literal monkey paw of chaos. Literal monkey paw. Gold tooth of communication. That's neat. The Death Star. The little finger condoms let you be able to grab anything. Gloves of grabbing anything. Lounge of taste. This prosthetic tongue replaces the user's original. Oh, tongue of taste, I assume. Can discern the ingredients and recipe of anything the user consumes. I like it. I regret to inform you that is a skill already. Apologies. There's no reason I can't, but tongue of tasting. There's a skill tree that is all like food-based stuff, and one of them is that you can like discern all the ingredients and recipe from a meal, and also discern if it's been like fucked with or poisoned. Artisan lockpick opens any lock. Artisanal lockpick. Floppy disk with the most powerful spells, but good luck finding where to put it in. Unopenable grimoire. Orb of shapeshifting into anyone/anything for time period. So like I would make that a rare, probably, like a time limited perfect shapeshift. A box that can trap any one thing. A box that traps any one thing. I love it. I love it. RTX 5090, it doesn't do anything, but it's there. RTX 5090. Wait a minute. I kind of really want to do that. I kind of really want to just have an item in like the legendary, like among all of the actual real like legendary fantasy items, there's just this spec sheet for the RTX 5090, like verbatim copy pasted from Amazon into the game rulebook, right alongside the rest of the items. Void of singular solitude. Pocket void. Figure of power. Chaos goose. Ball of catching. Catch any creature and make it obedient to you so long as it's a lower level than you. So It's a Pokeball. Nose of Disguise prevents being identified. A fluffy dog that brings you useful items. A fluffy dog that brings you useful items. Named Biff. The Destroyer. Biff the Destroyer is a adorable golden retriever that will go get items for you. Legendary. Minecraft crafting table equivalent. I would also say spiritual fishing rod. You can catch a spirit on a fishing rod. Flip-flops, the destroyer of flip-flops. Biff the Destroyer of flip-flops. Midas Touch turns something into gold. That's an item in Dota. Name tag that forces the name of anything you use on it to change forever, past and present tense. Oh my god. Omnitemporal name tag. Hello, Mechanic Ant. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Boofs for Biff the Destroyer. Outing board that only contacts those still living. Ouija board? Linus, like Clippy, but actually useful. Ooh, man, preset companions would be a cool concept. Like recommended. That's not a bad idea. Like a list of like companion prototypes for people to say like, I want to recruit this person without having to like come up with an entire second character if they don't want to. Pan that perfectly cooks any food. Pan of perfection. Perfectly cooks any food. I always like these things. Journal of truth in quotes. Anything you write in this and is read, anyone will fully believe anything they read from this journal. That's what I was trying to convey. So you can have a journal, you can write something in it and show it to someone, and they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's real. It doesn't change reality, but it changes beliefs. If I smash someone's face with the pan, does it perfectly cook their face, or does it just make them hot? Like psychic paper, yeah. Elemental weapons changes elements on command. Journal of Infinite Persuasion. Okay. We've got a lot here. We good here. I want to show you just a few. I want to like make a few of these and show you what it looks like what I'm actually doing to like build this right now. If you will excuse me one moment to rejigger a few things, I'm going to need to pull up a different vault, so bear with me. No, yes. Okay. Nope. Can we appreciate the dog for a second, actually? Do we see this? Are we seeing this? He's just behind the thing now. Okay, so this is the Proscenium, like, current draft Obsidian Vault. That took way more effort to say than it should have. If you haven't seen this before, it's gonna look a little confusing, but sorry. So I'm going to open up the Great Spires section. I'm going to go into items. Right now we've got one item defined, which is sword. It's literally just a sword. So This vault contains a whole bunch of documents that all have properties and descriptions and all sorts of stuff that describe various pieces of setting as well as the rules of the game, and also has like definitions and stuff. So like here's like a document that has all the different, like, this is the glossary, like this is all the terms and their definitions. Here's like the rule book list. So we've got like, you know, the sitting down to play document, how to do like dice rolling and such. So all of that is written in here in this Obsidian document, or this Obsidian vault. And there is some software that I've written that goes through this vault and compiles it all into a data format called a playbill that can then be loaded into the Proscenium app that I'm building. All of that is in like various stages of development, but I do have a system that's able to take this vault, put it into a playbill, put that into a work in progress version of the app, load it up to browse. So it's pretty neat. But let's make a couple of these. We just came up with a bunch, so let's make a few of the like common ones and a few of the more like legendary ones. So we're gonna put item ideas, move that to the notes. So let's not do sword this second. Let's do the let's do the flask. Flask of containment. So I can do, I want to do template, insert a template. I'm going to insert the item template, which gives me some stuff. This is going to be a trinket. That is the type. This flask is able to contain even the most liquid of liquids. Amazingly, when you put the liquid into the flask, it takes the shape of the flask. Upturning the flask may cause the liquid to pour out. Be careful. So that's it. This is now an item that will appear in the Proscenium rulebook. So like that's that, which is neat. Oh, I need to add rarity. Rarity is common. Cool. I think that's all I need. My legacy. Let's do another one. Let's pull from the legendary section. I liked Pocket Void, but it's kind of like a Gold Tooth of Communication is quite good. Gold Tooth of Communication. Although I think it might be rare rather than legendary, but we'll see. Template, item, type. The type is going to be a adornment. I think that's fair. Or sorry, worn. Worn as an adornment. And we're going to say this golden tooth is able or silently communicates thought to anyone else wearing a golden tooth. You cannot control who hears your thoughts, but you can control what thoughts you convey. There is no limit to the distance between golden teeth for communication to occur, and you cannot filter incoming messages. So it's like a golden tooth that connects you to a network of golden teeth people who all can communicate to each other. It's like it's a global unencrypted golden tooth based group chat. I don't know if that's what people were hoping for, but that's where I went. That's where I went with it. Rarity, rare. And all of this can change. It's not like I just wrote this and now it has to be that way forever. But strike. Let's do a couple more, and then I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream, get some lunch, and get some more rest. Let's see. Let's do. I like the omnitemporal name tag. Template. Item. The type is a trinket. Rarity will be legendary. This name tag holds the power to change the name of a single object or... Let's see, should there be limitations on, like, if it has to be an inanimate object? Bye-bye, Nebula. Change the name of single object or living entity across all of time and space. Upon naming something with this name tag, all of history is rewritten to use the new name you have provided, and everyone acts as though this has always been the case, because it technically has now. The omnitemporal name tag. All right, one more. This is fun. I like the Go-Go Gadget helicopter hat. Template item. Type worn. Worn on head gear. Love the name tag. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be fun because it's gonna really piss off some directors. They're gonna be like, I have this intense evil villain named Count Scare You, or something cooler than that. And then the player's gonna come up and be like, I'm gonna use the name tag and rename them to Binky. So now the big bad evil guy is named Binky. Deal with it. That's what it says in the rule book. Cap of levitation. This hat allows the wearer to float off the ground up to 10, I'm gonna say 25 feet in the air by way of its large retractable, what's a helicopter blade called? There's like a term for it. Rotor? Say rotor for now. Propeller? That's fair. You may sustain flight for up to 1 minute or 2 rounds of stage play. Hell yeah. And this is rarity rare. Nice. So I have a lot of these to do, obviously. And when I get into weapons, they also have damage ratings and a thing called an affinity, which is the skill that you roll to make attacks with that weapon. So like this is a muscle aligned weapon because it's a sword, but a bow would be like focus aligned, and a staff would be spark aligned, stuff like that. So I've got a lot of work to do on that front, but we do have species. We've got a handful of methods here. So yeah, here's the gourmand method. And here's that skill I was talking about. You know the origins of dishes and their ingredients well enough to impress even the most discerning chef. So you can learn an ability that basically just makes you like a foodie. And I was also showing, there's another fun one, the Beastmaster, which can get bestial connections. So they can like bond with animals, and then they can eventually get the ability to bond with swimming animals or flying animals. And then you also get the ability to summon a spiritual companion eventually, which doesn't really have a corporeal form and is just kind of your buddy. You're just your spirit animal pal. So that's fun. Anyway, all of that is in the works, and I'm hoping to be able to share a lot more in the next, I don't know, couple months. Probably gonna be doing a lot of this during my time off. But speaking of that, I'm gonna be taking a bit of a vacation. It's long overdue. I wanted to be able to like take this trip years ago, but I'm finally doing it now. So I'm going to be less available over the next few weeks. I'm going to be until May 5th. I am on like low power mode. I'm going to be around. I'm going to be posting, especially on like my social media. I'll be available in Discord here and there. I'm sure I might end up making a video or something just because I can't help myself. But largely, I'm going to be resting, preparing for my trip, and working on just fun side project stuff. So I'll let you know if anything cool comes of that, but that's not necessarily the goal. Thank you all so much for being here. This is gonna be the last stream of my scheduled streams until probably May. So I apologize that I won't be here to yell at you for a little while, but I am very much looking forward to taking this vacation and hopefully getting back. And I would love to be streaming more frequently. I can't currently commit to that, but I would love a world in which I'm so invigorated by this break that I come back and I can do more. So if you ever need me, I of course have the VODs channel, so you can definitely check out my VODs channel on YouTube. And that will give you, I want to say, probably like over 100 hours of VOD history at this point. It's got to be. So, yep. Bed's a good idea. Yeah, you should go to bed at 3 a.m. Yeah. Also, that's a pretty color spin. We did good today. Cool. I'm going to head out. Y'all take care. I'll see ya when I see ya. For all I know, I'm going to end up streaming at some point next week because I'm bored. So keep a lookout for random bonus stream if that happens. Bye-bye, y'all.